Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our ISKCON Blantyre YouTube channel, where we are currently reading the Ramayana story from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, 10th chapter. Let's continue reading. Yesterday we read till the 16th verse. Today we'll start 17th onwards. Text 17. After entering Lanka, the monkey soldiers, led by chiefs like Sugriv, Nila, and Hanuman, occupied all the sporting houses, granaries, treasuries, palace doorways, city gates, assembly houses, palace frontages, and even the resting houses of the pigeons. When the city's crossroads, platforms, flags, and golden water pots on its domes were all destroyed, the entire city of Lanka appeared like a river disturbed by a herd of elephants. Next text, 18. When Ravana, the master of Rakshasas, saw the disturbance created by the monkey soldiers, he called for Nikumbha, Kumbha, Dhumraksha, Durmurkha, Surantaka, Narantaka, and other Rakshasas, and also his son Indrajit. Thereafter he called Prahasta, Atikaya, Vikampana, and finally Kumbhakarna. Then he induced all his followers to fight against the enemy. Text 19. Lord Ramachandra, surrounded by Lakshman and monkey soldiers like Sugriv, Hanuman, Gandhamada, Nila, Angad, Jambavan, and Panasa, attacked the soldiers of the Rakshasas, who were fully equipped with various invincible weapons like swords, lances, bows, prasas, rishtis, shakti arrow, khadangas, and tomaras. Text 20. Angada and other commanders of the soldiers of Ramachandra faced the elephants, infantry, horses, and chariots of the enemy and hurled against them big trees, mountain peaks, clubs, and arrows. Thus the soldiers of Ramachandra killed Ravana's soldiers, who had lost all good fortune because Ravana had been condemned by the anger of Mother Sita. Purport commentary by Srila Prabhupada. The soldiers, sorry, the soldiers Lord Ramachandra recruited in the jungle were all monkeys and did not have proper equipment with which to fight the soldiers of Ravana. For Ravana's soldiers were equipped with weapons of modern warfare, whereas the monkeys could only throw stones, mountain peaks, trees, etc. It was only Lord Ramachandra and Lakshman who shot some arrows. But because the soldiers of Ravan were condemned by the curse of Mother Sita, the monkeys were able to kill them simply by throwing stones and trees. There are two kinds of strength, Daiva and Purushakara. Daiva refers to the strength achieved from transcendence, and Purushakara refers to the strength organized by one's own intelligence and power. Transcendental power is always superior to the materialistic. Depending on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, one must fight one's enemies even though one may not be equipped with modern weapons. Therefore, Krishna instructed Arjuna, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Think of me and fight. We should fight our enemies to the best of our ability. But for victory, we must depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, because Prabhupada has commented, we will try and speak something on it. It is mentioned how even without modern warfare or modern gears like lances, arrows, bows, etc., the monkey soldiers were winning. They were killing the Ravana's army. And why did this happen? Because Prabhupada is explaining that it all happened because Ravana was already cursed. His army was already cursed by the anger of Mother Sita. Because Ravana had kidnapped her and he wanted to use her in his service, which is only to be used by Krishna's service. But then it really didn't work. So then, everybody in Lanka was cursed. So that's why the monkeys, even though having nothing or no modern warfare, no modern equipment, they still were heavy on the opposite army. Here it is also mentioned, Prabhupada is mentioning how there are two kinds of strength. One is Daiva and one is Purushakara. Daiva, if somebody has a little knowledge of, Indian languages, Daiva is divine or transcendental. And because the monkey is dependent on that, they were dependent on Lord Ramachandra's mercy. They were easily able to fight out Ravana's army. Whereas on the other hand, Ravana's army was well equipped, but they did not have the mercy of the Lord. So they were equipped with Purushakara strength, one's own material strength. And therefore it didn't really work because how much can we be materially equipped? After all our arrows finished, what else can we throw? Or what else can we put in the bow and fire? But by the mercy of the Lord, it happened so that because Ravana was cursed by Mother Sita, he and his army was doomed to failure. It's also mentioned at the end of the purport, end of the commentary, how uh, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is telling Arjuna on the battlefield, Mam Anusmara Yudhacha, think of me and fight. So victory will definitely be yours. Think of me and fight doesn't mean that we should always just think of the think of God and not do anything. No, think of me and fight. Do your duty and also be dependent on the Lord's mercy. The end of the purport is saying we should fight our enemy to the best of our ability. But for victory, we must depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can fight and also depend on the mercy of the Lord. Not only be dependent on the mercy of the Lord and say, oh yeah, I'm praying to God and God is going to fix all my problems. We always hear how the famous proverb goes, God helps them who help themselves. So, it would be nice if we do our duty and God knows what He's supposed to do. So, He will definitely do the needful. So, let's go ahead and read a little bit more. Text 21. Thereafter, when Ravan, the king of Rakshasas, observed that his soldiers had been lost, he was extremely angry. Thus he mounted his airplane, which was decorated with flowers, and proceeded towards Lord Ramachandra, who sat on an effulgent chariot brought by Matali, the chariot driver of Indra. Then Ravana struck Lord Ramachandra with sharp arrows. Next text. Lord Ramachandra said to Ravan, you are the most abominable of man-eaters. Indeed, you are like their stool. You resemble a dog, for a dog steals eatables from the kitchen in the absence of the householder. In my absence, you have kidnapped my wife Sita, Sita Devi. Therefore, as Yamraj punishes sinful men, I shall also punish you. You are most abominable, sinful, and shameless. Today, therefore, I, whose attempt never fails, shall punish you. Purport, commentary by Prabhupada. Nacha Daivat Param Balam. No one can surpass the transcendental, no one can surpass the transcendence. Ravan, who was so sinful and shameless that he did not know what the result would be of kidnapping Mother Sita, the pleasure potency of Lord Ramachandra. This is the disqualification of the Rakshasas. Asatyam aprahistatam te jagat ahur anishwaram. The Rakshasas are unaware that the Supreme Lord is the ruler of the creation. They think that everything has come about by chance or accident, and there is no ruler, king, or controller. Therefore, Rakshasas act independently, like they as they like going to sorry, going even so far as to kidnap the goddess of fortune. This policy of Ravana's is extremely dangerous for materialists. Indeed, it brings ruin to materialistic civilization. Nonetheless, because atheists are Rakshasas, they dare to do things that are most abominable, and thus they are punished without fail. Religion consists of orders of the Supreme Lord, and one who carries out the orders is religious, and one who fails to carry out the Lord's orders is irreligious, and he is to be punished. Yes, those who are not following the orders of God is to be punished. Let's see if we can say something on it. Here, the definition or description of religion and irreligion is given. Religion is something that we follow the codes of God, order of God that is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And irreligion is otherwise, who is not following or who do not want to follow. One of the places in the Srimad Bhagavatam earlier cantos, it is mentioned, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma or religion is what is established by the Supreme Lord, the rules, the orders given by the Supreme Lord. So those who are following it, those who are obeying it are religious, and those who are not obeying it are irreligious. Another place in the Srimad Bhagavatam, also in the seventh canto, where there is Prahlad Maharaj's incident given, it is mentioned in one of the purports Prabhupada is quoting from. I think it's Skanda Purana, Padma Purana. Don't really remember the source, but it is mentioned Vishnu Bhakta Smita Deva Asurvastat Viparyaya. The definition or distinction of a devotee Asura and non-devotee Asura is given. It says Vishnu Bhakta Smita Deva. Whoever is worshipping Lord Vishnu in any form, Ram, mm, Krishna, Ram, Narasimha, Varaha, in any form, if somebody is worshipping Vishnu, he is a Sura. Sura means a demigod or a devotee. And Asuras Tat Viparyayaha. And who is Asura? Who is Viparyaya, who is not worshipping Lord Vishnu. So, yes, we shall see how Lord Ramachandra is killing Ravana in the next episode. Thank you very much. I request you to continue uh, coming back and back to our channel and learning more and more about Lord Ramachandra as we are learning. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.